Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacqueline Lopez. I have my first Christmas tree decorating video of my Christmas series. I am doing a new Christmas video every day in the month of November. I have already shared how I created this tree collar and then my review on this beautiful $30 flocked Christmas tree. This is going to be the backdrop for most of the trees that I'm going to be sharing, but again, I'm going to start with this beautiful color scheme. When I saw Walmart had these ornaments, I knew that I wanted to base a tree around them because I already had some good items in my collection that I know would work perfectly. And that is going to be my number one tip for decorating a Christmas tree is use what you have by building a collection. And my collection is being built little by little. I have ornaments that I've bought through the years and I just add accents every year based on the trends that I think I'm liking at the moment and things that I know I'm going to be able to use for other trees. So the items that you see here, I'm going to be using in my other Christmas trees as well. These clear ornaments are from the Dollar Tree and those were bought last year. These little pigs that I have here were bought maybe 2 years ago when they were 90% off, so those were only about 10 cents each. I have some vintage inspired mercury glass ornaments that I've had. These were bought this year. These are the new ones from Walmart. These were new this year. This I got on clearance I think last year or 2 years ago. I'm going to show you a really cool trick with these floral picks, and I'm going to make them into individual picks. And this is a feather duster that I bought about 2 years ago when the trend started of using feather dusters in your tree. And I have a couple ornaments that I have yet to decide if I'm going to use, but I do this basic setup every time I decorate a tree. I gather all of my ornaments in one just to make sure that everything works together. The other ornaments that I'm considering are the white ones that came with this set. I already excluded the glitter ones because they didn't mesh well with the rest of the items that I have here. In the white ones, I felt like maybe it was going to be too much white. But we'll see kind of how it goes. Instead of ribbon, I'm using this mesh. I think it's just called Deco Mesh. It is from Dollar Tree and it's one that has little speckles on it, so it kind of looks snowed, which will fit perfectly with the flocked Christmas tree. Also wanted to let you know that I added another strand of lights on here, and I've talked enough. This has already been longer than it needed to be. I'm going to remind you right here to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time that I post a new video. Like, comment, and share. That always helps my channel to grow. I'm going to prop you up on a tripod and I'll start decorating. Ask any questions if you have them down below. I always get to them as soon as possible. And we are starting with what would be the largest accent. In this case, it's going to be these feather dusters turned snow. So we're just going to add them into our tree where there are bigger gaps and where visually they are going to look good and make sense. So if there are two gaps that are really close to each other, I still will not fill it up with these. I still want it to flow through the tree kind of as if large groupings of snow had fallen on my tree. Another thing I wanted to note when doing items like this is to put them in through the tree. So make sure that they are kind of deep, but you can still see them, and also make sure to pull the lights so that they are on the outside of it, because again, they are so dense, they will block your Christmas lights. Now I'm going to move on to the largest ornaments. I do like to do those at the beginning because I like to know exactly where they're going to go. Now in this case, the little bird ones, looked too much like my tree, so I'm going to do those later. So then I move on to the ornaments that I have the least of, because I have a specific placement in mind for them, since I do want them to shine through. So I'm going to do these small mercury glass ornaments, and because they are glass, I am wrapping the little ornament hook around the little ornament holder. I hope that makes sense, so that I can do them as close to the branch as possible. And again, I already have in mind kind of places where I know I want them so that they can still shine through, since they are smaller. Now I'm going to move on to the large ornaments. I have these round ones. They came in a 9-pack from Walmart. These are the ornaments. I decided the theme for this tree. I wanted to do a winter wonderland, but I wanted it to be a little bit different by doing this like sage green color to it. And I like to use larger ornaments than your standard size. For example, on this smaller kind of slimmer tree, it helps to fill it up quickly, and it just looks more luxurious when it's a really nice and full tree without it looking overwhelming. I hope that makes sense as to what I'm trying to say. And here is where I decided that I did need more of the round ornaments to create a little bit more balance. So I played around with the white ornaments, and I decided I actually really love them on this tree. I thought maybe it was going to be too much white, but I'm very glad that I decided to add them to the tree. Now that I have my round ornaments in, I am going to add the ones with the birds. These are really large, but again, they match the tree so well that I'm going to use them as space and gap fillers, since they're going to kind of look like a part of the tree that has like a small cluster of ornaments. Now, these clear ornaments are kind of like my secret weapon. I love a really full tree, but I also don't want my tree to look too cluttered. So these clear ornaments, I just stuff them inside of the tree. They're going to shine really nicely with the Christmas lights, and it will look like there is an ornament, but it won't take up a lot of color space. If I had, for example, done some other color in here, it would take up a lot of space and it'll look cluttered to me. After that, I am going to be trying these white icicle ornaments. I love them. I am obsessed with them, but they didn't look great on my tree, so I decided to just completely omit those, and I'm going to use them on another tree. Now I am going to do the ribbon. In this case, I am going to be using this deco mesh. Now I know in previous tree decorating videos, I've always done the ribbon first, and that is because it is a large focal point of my tree. This one, because you can see through it, I decided to do it more as an accent. Now I do wish that I would have played with it before I did the decorating. That way I kind of knew how I wanted to insert it and maybe where, because I played around with it. This is my first time using deco mesh, so I had a little bit of trouble at first, but I decided to do my standard way of adding ribbon, which is cutting it into smaller sections and then looping it in and out through the tree. And I am doing this kind of in different locations where I feel like it will again flow naturally. And now it's time for accent picks, and these are rather small, and again they're green, so they kind of match the look and feel of the tree. So I am trying to just add them to where they will lay nicely on a branch, and it'll feel more like if it was already part of the tree, but the white little berries will make it feel like an ornament. For these next accent picks, I bought this floral bundle for $9.99 from Hobby Lobby. I did get it 50% off, and all I did was cut them off, the floral pick that it came off, and now I have individual stems. I got 6 stems for $5. Even if I would have bought these individually, they would have been more than $1, so that is a money saving trick. Now these picks, I do want them to be like a whimsical fun accent, so these I am putting into the tree but letting some of it kind of stick out of it, so this is like if they were coming out of the tree. Again, I hope that makes sense. Later on when I step back, I do go in and put them in a little more, but I didn't want to do it all the way at first so that I could see where they go, and then I'll go ahead and arrange them once I have them all in. Yes, even more picks on my tree. This is a very picky tree, but I love that. I love adding these small accents. Now for this bundle, I did the exact same thing as the white one. It's just a regular floral bundle that I got on clearance from Target a couple years ago, and I trimmed them off, and I'm just adding them into the tree where I feel like they need more of this sage green color. Now finding ornaments in this color kind of proved a little difficult for me because I wanted to be ornaments that I know I'm going to be using for other trees as well. So I decided that picks were going to be the way that I was going to add more fullness and color to my tree. Now it is time for the tree topper. I'm going to keep this very simple and just do more of these fun whimsical ones that I want coming out of the top. And of course I had to get on a ladder, even though it's a 6-foot tree, so that I can insert them. But I wanted to make sure that they were secure up there so that whatever shape I gave them, they didn't kind of fall over as time went by. So I'm just adding my first set of picks here at the front so that they are the ones that stick out the furthest, and then I am going to grab another one of the floral stems that I am not removing off of the stem. I'm keeping it as is, and this is just what's going to go in the middle, and this is what's going to give it a little bit more height. Here is the completed tree. I love the way that it turned out. I love the idea of this winter wonderland being in a sage green color scheme. Traditionally, winter wonderland themed trees are like a dark blue or a light blue or just simply all white. I wanted to do a twist on that when I saw these ornaments at Walmart. I fell in love with them, and I knew that I had to include them somewhere, so it all fell perfectly into place for me to be able to do a different spin on a winter wonderland themed tree. I did give some tips and tricks on how I accomplished the look of this tree, but just take those as basic principles and make them work with the ornaments that you either bought new this year or already have at home. You're gonna see me as I decorate the other trees that I am taking all of these same ideas and a lot of these same ornaments and just making it work in other color schemes and themes for my trees. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. I would love to help you decorate your Christmas tree, so ask away. I'm here to help. And that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Now just remember, I am doing a new Christmas tree decorating video every Saturday in the month of November. I am also doing a new Christmas video every day in November, so make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I post a new video. As always, also like, comment, and share. That helps my channel to grow. Thank you again for taking time to watch this video, and you have a very good rest of your day. Bye bye.